How I lost $66,515 and how you can too if you don't watch this video. How you doing, everybody? I'm Scott Jelinek with the Master Investor Academy, and today I'm doing a video with a heavy heart and a tear in my eye, but I needed to share this with you because when I started doing all this, I promised I was going to share with you the good, the bad, and the ugly, because too many of you only get to see the good, and you know there is a flip side to the coin. Well, I have here a certified check for $66,515, and unlike the other checks you've probably seen flashed by people how much money they've made, this check is a check I cut from my own account, which I have to give away now, and I'm going to explain to you the reason, what could have been done to prevent it, and what you should be doing thinking forward to the future. So let me go back to the beginning. So what happened is I am going about my business, and I started getting these packages in the mail from a law firm and basically filing suit on me. So I don't even know what it's about. Turns out it's from a house I sold 2.5 years ago. Bear with me here, 2.5 years ago, probably 100 houses ago. A house I had sold, and apparently there was a deed of trust against this house that I was unaware of. The title search missed, and it closed. I bought it from, I was a double closing. I bought it and then I resold it. And now that title that was missed, the lien that was missed, is trying to foreclose on this house. These people are saying, whoa, what's going on here? I paid for this, I have a mortgage. So they have title insurance. Now their title insurance has retained this attorney to sue me. So they send me these huge packets with every lien, every deed since the beginning of time on this property, and ultimately the buck stops with me. And let me explain to you why. I signed a general warranty deed, which is giving them full warranty from the time from me to them. Doesn't matter about everything prior to me. I'm the one, I'm guaranteeing it up to the time I had it, giving it to them. Now their title insurance will protect them. However, their title insurance isn't just going to pay and say, okay, we lost. They're going to pay and say, okay, well, where can we recoup this money? Turns out it's from me. So what could I have done different? So when my attorney gave this to me, I flipped out and I said, no, I'm not responsible for this. So he went over everything over and over with a fine-tooth comb and says, well, he kind of thinks he wasn't really sure. I didn't buy it, and I thought maybe he was just trying to protect himself since he was involved in the transaction. So I hired a top-level attorney. It cost me $500 for an hour consultation, have him go through every document, every paper, and find out, is this something I could actually lose? And ultimately he said, yeah, you will lose. And he said, but the good part is you can go after the person who sold it to you, but we're in the distressed house business, the distressed seller business. There's nothing to get from our sellers, there's plenty to get from us. So again, the buck stops here. So let me tell you what I could have done different, what could have avoided all of this, and this $66,515 would still be in my bank account. First of all, this was a double closing. So if it was an assignment, this never would have happened. The reason this particular one was a double closing, I had a seller who refused to let me assign it. He took out all the language in my contract for assigning, so I had to double close. This happens from time to time, not that often, but so I had to double close it. So I did take title, which is why I'm the one in this predicament here. So if it was an assignment, this is number one. If this was an assignment, never would have happened. I wouldn't even be a party to the transaction. I would just be a line item getting a check. So if this was an assignment, I would not have been involved. Number two, had I bought title insurance, if I had purchased title insurance for my double closing, most definitely my title insurance then would have paid, and they would be suing, they would be going after where they can collect from, probably no one. However, the flip side to that is, I never buy title insurance on double closings. Had I bought title insurance on all of my double closings, it would have been well over $200,000 I would have spent in insurance. So yes, I wouldn't have had to pay this $66,000 right now, but I'd have been out over $200,000 over the course of my career in title insurance for double closings. So did I really win? Absolutely not. It's one of those things, the first thing people say to me, well, you should have bought title insurance. Yes, I understand. Had I bought it, I would not be responsible for this right now, but I would have been well over $200,000 in title insurance over the course of my career to save this $66,000 now. So that wouldn't be worth it. Number three, had I purchased this in my regular company name that just does transactions, I wouldn't care. I would say, sue me, get a judgment against me, because they're not suing me, they're suing my company name, and that company doesn't own anything, they just do transactions. I would have been like, hey, go ahead, sue me, sorry, sorry this happened. Problem is, when I originally contracted this property, I thought I was keeping it as a rental. That was my plan with it. And so I contracted it in the company name that holds all my rentals. Now I found a buyer who was like, oh wait, you got what? I want to buy that. And I ended up selling it. So now the company name that they're suing is the one that holds all my rentals. Millions of dollars worth of real estate. I can't just walk away from this. Now, had I done it in my regular company name, and I'm telling you this because it's important for you, keep your stuff separate. If you have an entity that just does flips, just does assignments, double closings, wholesaling, then, you know, in the end, it doesn't own anything. Sue me, you get a judgment against this ABC Corp, and the ABC Corp owns nothing, you move on with your life. But unfortunately, in this scenario, it was a perfect storm against me. I contracted this one in the company name that owns all my rentals, so therefore, I'm screwed. The last thing, and this is something that most people don't even understand, is general warranty versus special warranty deed. Had I done a special warranty deed instead of a general warranty deed, I wouldn't be responsible for anything. And I know this, and mind you, and my attorney has told me this years ago. My contracts say, you know, title will be transferred through a special warranty deed. So when I first found this out, I said, well, why am I responsible? You know, yada, 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 and I'm mad at him. I said, you know this, why, how come you let me close this? Well, his answer, and it's a good one, this particular property, is why I say perfect storm. This particular property I sold through the MLS. Well, when you sell through the MLS, you generally just use the RAIN contract, or whatever yours is called, your regular state contract, and it always has in it general warranty deed. Now, you can change it or do an amendment. I didn't even think about it. I just used their general contract and I sold it. So the attorney then uses whatever's in the contract to do the closing, and it had in it, he even showed it to me, a general warranty deed, so that's what he did. Had you used a special warranty deed, you wouldn't be responsible for anything. From the time it closes, it would be their title insurance and their problem, and you would be out of it. I don't even know why general warranty deeds exist. It's no difference for the buyer, it's only difference for the seller. So I don't know why everything's not a special warranty deed, but nevertheless, I wanted to share this with you. $66,515. I know typically when someone's flashing a check like this at you, they're saying, hey, look at all the money I made. This one's completely the opposite. I have to go bring this check now to my attorney, and it's going to be a sad day for me, but you have to do what you have to do. So anyway, I just wanted to recap what I just went over with you. Things that could have changed it. One is if I assigned it, I wouldn't owe $1. If I had bought title insurance, I wouldn't owe $1. If I had bought it in a company name that didn't own anything, I would have owed the money, but that company owns nothing, they would never be able to collect it. And fourth, if I had used a special warranty deed, none of this would have ever happened. So again, I just wanted to share this with you, because I always say I'm going to give you the good, bad, and the ugly, and this is most definitely the ugly. And so I hope you can learn from this and never have yourself in this same predicament that I'm in right now. Thank you very much. Scott Jelinek with the Master Investor Academy, and I'll see you on the next video.